What if I told you that 4 years ago, Morocco walked into a World Cup semifinal and shocked the entire planet? Well, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're breaking down absolutely everything you need to know about one of the most highly anticipated matchups in world football right now, the 2026 World Cup quarterfinal clash between France and Morocco. Look, this isn't just a game. It's a massive collision of giants, tactics, and history. Let's get right into it. To really grasp why this match means so much, we have to rewind to December 2022 in Qatar. Morocco had already done the impossible. They captured the hearts of millions. Fast forward to today, and Morocco are back. Same stage, different tournament. And make absolutely no mistake, they want revenge. So the big question, can the Atlas Lions stop Kylian Mbappe and finally derail France's World Cup dream? Think back to that incredible 2022 run. They beat Spain on penalties, they took down Portugal 1-0. They literally became the first African nation in history to reach a World Cup semifinal. I mean, 1.4 billion people were firmly behind them. But then, France stepped onto the pitch. Theo Hernandez struck a volley inside 5 minutes, 1-0. Morocco pushed, they pressed, but France held their ground. Then, substitute Randall Colomouani, just 44 seconds after coming on, made it 2-0. Game over. Morocco went home, fourth in the world. The best African nation in World Cup history, but for them, it wasn't enough. 4 years later, the rematch is here. And trust me, Morocco haven't forgotten. All right, let's look at France first, because this 2026 French squad, they are absolutely frightening. And this number 14 tells a huge part of the story. 6 games played, 6 wins, 14 goals scored, and only 2 conceded. They beat Senegal 3-1, Iraq 3-0, Norway 4-1. Then they swept Sweden 3-0 in the round of 32 and grinded out a tight 1-0 win against Paraguay in the round of 16. That means for 270 minutes straight, France hasn't conceded a single goal. They're just an undeniable titan. And the main reason for that terrifying dominance? Well, it's Kylian Mbappe. He has 7 goals in just 5 games. He's the leading Golden Boot scorer in the entire tournament right now. 7 goals, 2 assists. The guy is simply everywhere. He scored against Senegal, Iraq, and Norway. He even had a hat-trick attempt against Iraq where he already had 2 goals by halftime. And against Paraguay, under immense pressure, he stepped up to take a penalty and was just cool as ice. Mbappe isn't just playing football right now, he's a literal force of nature. But the crazy part, it's not just Mbappe. Just look at this attacking trio. Ousmane Dembélé has 4 goals total in the tournament, including that stunning hat-trick against Norway. Then you've got Michael Olise, who has 8 goal involvements in his last 6 appearances for the national team. He's got 5 assists in this tournament alone. That puts him just 3 short of the all-time tournament record. France undoubtedly has the most dangerous attacking trio in world football right now. Morocco is going to need the absolute best defensive performance in their history to stop them. But hey, do not underestimate Morocco, not for one single second. This is not the same team people affectionately called a fairy tale back in 2022. They are no longer just a fun underdog story. They've evolved into a highly organized, ruthless machine. The proof is right here in this staggering number, 34. Morocco hasn't lost a single match in 34 consecutive international games. Let that sink in. 34 matches without defeat. That isn't luck. That's not a fairy tale. That is a suffocating machine of a football team. Just look at their path to get here. They drew with Brazil 1-1, beat Scotland 1-0, beat Haiti 4-2. Against a massive powerhouse like the Netherlands, they drew 1-1 in extra time, then won 3-2 in a dramatic penalty shootout. And in the round of 16 against Canada, a totally dominant, comfortable 3-0 victory where Azzedine Ounahi scored twice. They are systematically dismantling anyone put in front of them. But there's a catch. Morocco has a problem. A massive problem. Ismail Saibari, their absolute best player, is out. Saibari scored in every single group game. He scored the winning penalty against the Netherlands. He's been the Atlas Lions' #1 goal threat, acting as this irreplaceable false 9 and the true engine of their entire attack. But in that last 16 match against Canada, he came off in the first half with a hamstring injury, and he hasn't recovered. He won't play against France. This is easily Morocco's biggest blow of the tournament. Now, Soufiane Rahimi is expected to start up front. Rahimi scored in stoppage time against Canada, so he's definitely capable, but France's manager, Didier Deschamps, is going to ruthlessly target exactly the space Saibari would have filled. Morocco will have to figure out a completely different way to attack. Can they do it? Ultimately, this whole quarterfinal is going to come down to 3 decisive battles on the pitch. Battle 1 is the duel the whole world is watching. Kylian Mbappe versus Achraf Hakimi, former PSG teammates, now enemies for 90 minutes. Mbappe is going to drive at Hakimi from the left and through the center. Now, Hakimi is arguably the best attacking fullback in the world right now. He's created 15 chances in this tournament, which is more than any African defender in World Cup history. But can he actually stop the guy who already has 7 goals in 5 games? Battle 2 pits Azzedine Unani against France's midfield. Unani is playing in the form of his life. He moves so brilliantly between the lines, receives the ball under immense pressure, and just turns the play effortlessly. Now, here's the kicker. France's Aurélien Tchouameni is doubtful with an adductor injury. If Tchouameni isn't fit to shut him down, Unani is going to find space. And when Unani finds space, Morocco becomes incredibly dangerous. France literally has to shut him down. And Battle 3? Counterattack versus counterattack. Both of these teams average over 60% possession in their games, and both teams absolutely love to break quickly. France has scored the most direct attack goals in the tournament, and Morocco is right behind them in second. When two attacking machines that thrive on the fast break go head-to-head, one single mistake decides everything. This match could literally be decided by one counterattack, one moment of individual brilliance, or just one tiny mistake at the back. Now, looking historically, the number 4 really stands out. There have been 6 meetings between these two nations in the past. France has won 4 of them, with the other 2 ending in draws. Morocco have actually never beaten France in history. Never. But of course, we all know they came awfully close in 2022 on the biggest stage. But wait, there's one historical flaw that should seriously worry France today. Half of all France's World Cup defeats this century have come against African teams. Not European teams, not South American teams. African teams have beaten France more times than any other confederation. Teams like Senegal, Tunisia, and yes, they're facing Morocco today. Historically speaking, Africa has kind of been France's kryptonite at the World Cup. And we can't ignore another completely different variable off the ball: the officiating. FIFA appointed an all-Argentine officiating team for this match, with Facundo Tello from Argentina acting as the head referee. That is the exact same country that defeated France in that wild 2022 final. This appointment has already drawn a lot of attention and created some lingering drama across France. Will it actually matter on the pitch? I guess we'll find out. Looking at the expected lineups, both sides are rolling out a 4-2-3-1 formation. For France, it's that terrifying front line of Dembele, Olise, and Barcola playing right behind Mbappe. For Morocco, Hakimi anchors the back line, with Brahim Diaz and Unahi sitting just behind Brahimi up top. Both teams are incredibly strong, super well organized, and they both want this badly. So what's actually going to happen today? Well, the Opta supercomputer ran 25,000 simulations of this matchup. Unsurprisingly, France are clear favorites, winning 61.7% of the simulations. Morocco pulled off the upset in only 16.2%, with a draw and penalties making up the remaining 22.1%. Considering France hasn't conceded in 270 minutes and Morocco is missing their best attacker, you can see why the data leans so heavily one way. But hey, this is the World Cup quarterfinal, and football isn't played on a spreadsheet. Morocco hasn't lost in 34 matches. Achraf Hakimi is arguably the best fullback in the world, and Unahi is absolutely flying right now. So here is the definitive explainer prediction. France 2, Morocco 1. Mbappe scores because, well, of course he does. Morocco will make it incredibly uncomfortable for them, and they will find a goal. But eventually, France's overwhelming depth and Mbappe's sheer quality will just be too much to handle. France advances, but Morocco will push them every single step of the way. So now, I want to turn this over to you. Can Morocco pull off the greatest upset of the 2026 World Cup? Or is this French team simply too good to stop? Think about the matchups, the missing players, the history, and share your own prediction in the comments before the final whistle blows. Thanks for joining this explainer, and enjoy the match.